Hey Rose, it's Wednesday. On Monday you asked me to discuss genetic variation and its importance on humans, and I'm going to do that, but first, flashback to yesterday! And now, it is exactly noon on July 2nd, a seemingly unimportant time on a date that doesn't seem too special, but see, noon on July 2nd is a very cool time if you are a fan of astronomy and relativity, as I myself am. See, since the very beginning of the year, that is midnight January 1st, 2013, there have been 182 days and 12 hours. And from this point right now until the very end of the year, January 1st, midnight 2014, there will be 182 days and 12 hours. We are right now in the exact center of the year. You might think to yourself, cool Nathan, but so what? Well, I'll tell you so what. As we know, what we consider 1 year is simply the amount of time it takes our Earth to make one revolution, one orbit around the Sun. So let's take a look at my trusty large piece of paper of space. Space. Here in the middle we have our Sun. And here we have the pale blue dot that we call home. That is Earth. Except not the Earth from today. That is the Earth from 182 days and 12 hours ago. And here we have Earth right now. Noon, July 2nd, 2013. Now the distance from the Earth to the Sun is just under 93 million miles, making the diameter of our orbit about 186 million miles. So now, think about where you were and what you were doing on New Year's, that is January 1st, 2013, at midnight. If you were lucky, maybe you were sharing a kiss with someone special, or at least in the good company of friends and maybe some bubbly champagne. Right now, you are 186 million miles from where you were that night. Now that we know the distance of Earth's diameter, we can multiply by pi to find the circumference. But we are going to divide by 2 because we only want half of the circumference, which gives us about 292 million miles. That, my friends, is the distance that you have ridden our planet Earth from that night at the beginning of the year until right now. Everything you have done, everything you have seen, everyone you've talked to, every happy time, every sad time that you've had since midnight, January 1st, 2013, has all happened along this line. My question to you, however, is what are you going to do during this line, during this 292 million miles? Hopefully, it's something good. Back to you tomorrow, Nathan. Hey, thanks, yesterday, Nathan. Oh, and by the way, nice stubble. Yeah, I know. Now about the importance of genetic variation within our species. While it is true that breeding in between populations allows for greater genetic diversity and in turn increases the effectiveness of natural selection, I believe what you were talking about in your last video has more to do with cultural differences rather than genetic ones. But to help your point, simply enough, people who live their lives exposed to different cultures tend to be more accepting of people who live their lives differently than they do, while people who aren't exposed to different cultures tend to find people different than them as more bizarre than they really are. But this makes sense. As humans, we get used to things that we encounter frequently as our brains develop and then strengthen those neural pathways. So my challenge to you, our lovely viewers, is to go learn about a different culture or group of people. And don't just learn about how they do things and how different it is, but actually imagine yourself living in their shoes. If people did this more often, we'd make great progress towards peace and the universal acceptance of all humans. If you want to catch more of our videos, make sure you go to youtube.com/NathanandRose and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and Rose, I'll see you on Friday.